Jai Hind children. Our today's topic, our today's literature we are going to opt, that is the story of Rabindranath Tagore, the exercise book. Children, today we all are enjoying the equal rights, whether male or female, men or women, means we are getting the equal opportunities in each and every field. But it was not so before your 20th century. At the time of Tagore, the female, they were not given right to education. So our today's story deals with the theme of age-long prejudice against female education. There is one more theme which has been dealt with in the story, and that theme is your child marriage. Okay. So the social injustice of denying education to women and subordinating them through humiliation and force, that is highlighted in today's story. So let's start. That is a story of a little girl named Uma, who is the protagonist of the story. First of all, let's start with about the poet Rabindranath Tagore. You all must have heard the name of the great. He was a prolific writer, this great personality. He was not only a prolific writer, but he was a music composer also. He wrote short stories, novel, poems, song, dance, dramas, as well as essays. So, we also know that the national anthem of our country, India's Jan Gan Man, has been composed by Rabindranath Tagore only. He has also composed the Bangladesh. Bangladesh is another country. So he has also composed the Bangladesh national anthem. That is the name of the national anthem. That words are Amar Sonar Bangla. So these two compositions were chosen by two nations as their national anthems. Let's start our chapter. Today we will try to finish our chapter. As you know that we have our in our exam, the same chapter is coming, this coming unit test 2. So let's start. The exercise book by Rabindranath Tagore. See, I was talking about this only in the beginning, the inequality. Today we all have got the equal rights, but it was not so, and that's why your chapter has started from this word only, inequality. Inequality you must have witnessed yourself at school, at home, or on the playground. If you have witnessed, you immediately can understand what does inequality means when men and women do not get the equal rights. Now see, Uma became a real nuisance as soon as she learned how to write. The very first line of the chapter tells the whole story, because Uma, who is the protagonist of the story. Protagonist means the leading character, the main role. Okay, so the whole story revolves around this girl only, Uma. So she became a real nuisance. Nuisance means when whatever you do, no, it becomes a trouble for everyone. So a person or a thing or situation, okay, that causes you or someone other trouble. So she became a real nuisance. She became a trouble as soon as she learned how to write. How she was a trouble? She picked up a piece of charcoal and set to work on every wall. Charcoal. Charcoal means that coal, no, koila, that is produced from the burnt wood. So she used that piece of charcoal and started writing on every wall, started drawing also, and she was writing in big crooked letters, raindrops on treetops. Means she was writing these rhymes, these type of some poems she was writing. She wrote everywhere, not only on the wall. She also wrote in the middle of the credit columns. And Uma, as she was a real nuisance, she was a trouble for everyone. So she was not writing only in the wall, but she was writing in the credit columns of her father's account book also. What she had written in the account book? Again, two-line poem. He who writes and studies hard will one day ride a horse and cart. So these two lines again. So she was writing in the form of rhyme, in the form of poem. For a long time, nobody stopped her. And whatever activity she was doing, as she was a very small child of 7 years old, so nobody even stopped the girl. But her literary efforts, as she was again and again trying to write, due to this effort, she was in trouble because there was Uma's elder brother Govind Lal, and Govind Lal was an unexceptional in every way. Although he had no original ideas, but he was writing for newspapers. As the author Rabindranath Tagore has tried to give here the difference, the inequality between male and female, and that's why deliberately he has written here that Govind Lal has no original ideas, but Uma, the little girl, had her own original ideas, but she was not getting a chance to write on any, means she was not allowed to write. But Govind Lal, by profession, he was writing for newspaper, and he had written a rather pompous essay. Pompous means whenever we are just trying to show that we are very much important by using the long and impressive words. So he had written a pompous essay for the newspaper. What he had written in the pompous essay? He had denounced the views of certain European scientists. Actually, he was writing about the physiology, and he had just denied. He had just criticized the views of the certain European scientists who had criticized Govind Lal. Govind Lal had written about these European scientists in his essay that whatever they are saying, everything was incorrect. He was saying publicly because he was writing in the newspaper. So he was saying it publicly that the views of certain European scientists, the views are not correct. Govind Lal had written in the newspaper through an essay, although his ideas were not original. Essays was lacking in logic. No, there was no logic in Govind Lal's essay, but his language was full of force and conviction, means whatever he was writing in such a way that anyone may believe that whatever he is writing on only on the basis of language, that whatever he has written, that has a strong belief. Conviction means a strong belief or opinion about something. So his essays were not original, but his way of writing was such that everyone was made to believe. Now, an incident happened that afternoon. What happened? That nobody was around, and Uma, what she did, took her brother's pen and wrote across the essay in big bold letters, again 2 lines of poem where she had written across the essay. Okay. Whose essay? Govind Lal. Who was Govind Lal? Uma's elder brother. So Uma had written across the essay these 2 lines. Gopal always does. As he is told, he eats his food whether hot or cold. Who is Gopal here? Gopal is the nickname. Okay, Gopal is nickname of Govind Lal. Listen very carefully, students. You have to listen each and every word, whatever I am telling you. So he she wrote across the essay about Gopal. Gopal means Govind Lal. These 2 lines. Now, brother, when he saw, became very much furious. He became very angry and started beating the girl, and as a punishment took away her pencil stub. Stub means the last part, the remaining part, okay, which is left. See, a short piece of pencil or chalk or anything. Okay, so brother was so angry that just as a punishment, snatched all the writing materials from Uma. But Uma, she was a very innocent girl. She was unable to understand that why. why I was punished. But she was hurt also. She was humiliated also. Humiliated means insulted. Uma was insulted also. So she sat in a corner of the room and began to cry. No other option she had except of crying. Now Govind Lal, the elder brother of Uma, when he thought that okay, enough I have punished, I have beaten her also, and I have just taken away all the things. So after realizing, no, after feeling that sad and after feeling guilt, he tried to pacify the little girl by giving her a bound ruled stout exercise book. This exercise book was the gift, was the present from Govind Lal. Govind Lal is the elder brother of Uma. Why he gave this present? Because he was feeling remorse. He was feeling sad for his own act. He was feeling guilt. And that's why as a present, he gave her a ruled stout. Stout means a big fat book. From that day on, now that exercise book became inseparable companion. Inseparable, which was not parted from Uma. Always this book was along with the Uma at night. She just kept the book under her pillow during the day. Wherever she roams, the book was also with her, tucked under her arm. And if she was sitting as she is sitting here, so the book is on her lap. You can see the book is on her lap. So book also sat on her lap. Even she took it with her to the village school. Uma was an exception because some girls they were going to school, and it was an exception that during that time when the girls were not allowed to study, Uma and other girls were going. So those girls were gazing at book with curiosity, and the other girls they were feeling jealous from Uma's book, Uma's exercise book. Why were they jealous? Because they did not have that type of book. Okay. So what she was doing with the exercise book? First of all, she wrote a few lines of poetry in the book. The birds sing, the night is past, in this way. But later on, she began to write the fleeting thoughts. Fleeting thoughts means the thought which is not permanent. Immediately the thought comes and immediately the thought goes. Means it is not permanent. One after another, the thought is coming and going without any beginning, without any conclusion. So that type of thought Uma began to write in her exercise book. For example, she had written just below the fable means a story, just below the story of wolf and heron, I love Yashi very much. Yashi is the elderly servant of the household. Okay, Yashi was just like friend also of Uma. So Uma had written in her exercise book about Yashi that I love Yashi very much, but just after 2 pages, as it was her fleeting thought, she changed her opinion and wrote that I do not like Yashi. See, contradictory statement means just opposite statement with regard to Yashi. So, in this way, she was writing the fleeting thought. One more example of her fleeting thought that she had written, I will never speak to Hari, but again she wrote, uh, the sentence after reading this you will come to know that Uma and Hari were best friends. So in this way she was writing in her exercise book the fleeting thoughts. Have you understood? Fleeting thoughts means the thoughts which are not permanent. First of all she is saying I love Yashi, then she is saying I don't like Yashi. She is saying that I will never speak to Hari, then again she is saying that Uma and Hari means I and Hari are best friend, in this way. So these all thoughts are called fleeting thoughts which she was writing in her exercise book. Now, your second theme starts from here. This is the second theme, which is what is the second theme? The theme is of child marriage. That 9-year-old girl, that little girl, was married to Pyare Mohan. Pyare Mohan is the name of Uma's husband. And Pyare Mohan, just like Govind Lal, was given to writing, means he was also in the profession of writing. The young man means here Pyare Mohan. The Pyare Mohan had received some education, but mind was close to modern ways of thought. It means that whatever her brother, Uma's brother, was thinking that women should not be allowed in the same way. Pyare Mohan was also of the same opinion that women should not be allowed of reading and writing. So his mind was closed to modern ways of thought. He was a conservative. No, Pyare Mohan was a conservative. So Uma, draped in a brocade sari, brocade students, you understand, you are living in Varanasi and your Varanasi is famous for this Banarsi saris. No, you just open today your mama's cupboard and see how many brocade saris she has kept. Okay, so brocade is an expensive fabric material that is mostly made of silk. So Uma was draped. She had worn the brocade sari and her face was veiled. Veiled means here covered with a thin cloth. Okay, ghungat. So her face veiled. But Uma now she was married. So she went weeping to her husband's house and mother, she is just giving the instruction, my child, obey your mother-in-law and attend to your household duties. This is the instruction from mother's side. Now, Gobind Lal, his elder brother, is warning Uma, don't spend all your time reading and writing. It is not that kind of house. Which house he is talking about? In-laws house, where Uma is going after her marriage. So Gobind Lal is saying, it is not that kind of house, and for heaven's sake, don't scribble any of Pyare Mohan's writing. Means in Pyare Mohan's writing, don't try to write, because Pyare Mohan was also a writer. He was also writing for the newspapers. So this is the warning from Gobind Lal. Now after listening these types of instruction and warning, the young girl, who is the young girl? Uma. No, who was married at such a tender age, 9 years old. So her heart was trembling. She began to get afraid and she realized that it means that I have to suffer many reprimands. Reprimands means there will be many people, those who will be telling me that you are doing wrong. So I had to suffer those reprimands, and if she did not learn, means if I will not learn soon what I should do and what I should not do in our in-laws' house, then I will be insulted again and again. Thinking this, her heart was trembling. She was getting afraid because so many instructions and wording she has got. No? Now, what was arranged that Yashi, that elderly servant, will also go with Uma to settle her in new home. And along with Uma, Yashi also went to in-laws' house. Yashi was a very kind-hearted woman and she took Uma's exercise book. Why? Because the book was a loving memory. Okay, that was a loving memory because she was using this book when she was not married. No? So at the place of her birth, she was writing everything in this book only. So Uma held dear in the house of her birth. That was a dear. Dear means very, the book which was very close to Uma. So Yashi, she took that exercise book also. It was a symbol of freedom for the girl tied down so early in the bonds of wedlock. Wedlock means in the bonds of marriage. So that was a symbol of, that book was a symbol of freedom. But now she has been tied up where? In the bonds of marriage. She had to now just do whatever her in-laws were instructing or saying. Now when Yashi was there, Uma was not getting time to write anything, but as soon as Yashi departed, means Yashi just returned to the Uma's birthplace, Uma shut the door. Have you understood? Shut the door means the females were not allowed to read and write, and that's why Uma was writing secretly after shutting the door of her bedroom and took the exercise book. Now the exercise book was in her tin box. She took out and with tears in her eyes, she wrote, Yashi has gone back. I want to go back to mother too. And she has just desired, no, expressed her desire that my friend Yashi has gone back. I also want to go to my mother's place. Now, Uma's desire to write was decreasing. That was decreasing because she was not writing now. All over she wrote was a solitary, means a single line she was writing now and then. And she just wrote, if Dada comes to take me home just once, I will never trouble him again. Dada means brother. Here brother. Okay. So if my brother is coming to take me, I will not give him any trouble. And anyhow, Uma wanted to go back to her home, and father was also trying again and again to bring Uma home, but Govindlal and Pyare Mohan, they both were not giving the permission. Neither the brother nor the husband. She was not getting the permission, but father was trying again and again, but he was not successful. Govindlal was giving the reason that Uma must learn devotion to her husband, and if she is coming again and again to parents' home, she will not be able to settle down in her in-laws' house, and that's why she should not come to her birthplace. Now, another incident, what happened that Uma shut the door to write in her exercise book. There was Tilak Manjari, her sister-in-law, means the husband's sister. She became curious and saw Uma writing through a crack in the door. There was a door, and in that door there was a crack. So from that crack, Tilak Manjari, sister-in-law, saw Uma writing, and she was very much amazed. Tilak Manjari became amazed because not a single other woman knew how to read and write. Tilak Manjari's other sisters, no, there were three sisters of her husband. So all the three sisters began to peer at Uma, and suddenly they began to laugh loudly. Now Uma realized what happened. Oh, everyone has seen me. Now what she did? She quickly put the book away in her box and buried her face. She became, means she was so ashamed, no, of this fact which was revealed in front of the sisters-in-law, that she buried her face in the bedclothes in embarrassment and terror. She was not only ashamed, but she was afraid also, because once she was beaten by her brother, so she was getting afraid also that here again I will be beaten. I may be beaten again by my in-laws, because she was a little girl, no, of 9 years age. But that was her curiosity to read and write. Now, Pyare Mohan, her husband, when he began to know about this incident, he became very sad, distressed, and that was his opinion that if women began to read and write, novels would make their way into the home, women would begin to think, and it would be hard to maintain the purity and virtue of the household. That was the conservative opinion, prejudiced opinion of Pyare Mohan. He was thinking that women should not be allowed to read and write. Otherwise, if they will start reading and writing, then the purity and virtue of the household will not be maintained. They will also begin to think. That was the opinion of Pyare Mohan. So he scolded Uma, and not only scolded but passed a comment also, made a fun also, by saying that we will have to order a lawyer's turban. Turban means pagdi. We will have to order a lawyer's turban. My wife will go to office with a pen tucked behind her ear. Who is saying this? Husband, Pyare Mohan, is just passing a comment to Uma so that she may never dare to write again. So Uma felt ashamed, and for many days she did not write. After some day again, she heard a familiar lilting tune. Lilting tune means the pleasant sound. No, the familiar sound. The up and down, this type of sound she listened. That sound was of a beggar woman who used to come in her street wherever she was living and was singing the song. So when she heard that sound, that beggar woman singing, she furtively, means secretly, called the singer into her room so that nobody could see her. Okay. And after calling that beggar woman, what Uma did? Uma began to write down the words of the song. Again, sister-in-law, those who are spying every time what Uma is doing, they just saw and began to clap hand and cry aloud, Bodhi, we know what you are doing. Bodhi means they are saying to Uma. No, because this is that is a Bangla literature, and that's why it is written in such a way. Now, Uma, after seeing the sisters-in-law, unlocked the door, opened the door, and began to plead, began to request, please don't tell anybody, I will never write, I promise you. In this way, she began to plead, but they were not listening. And what Uma noticed, that my sister-in-law, Tilak Manjri, is eyeing, she is seeing on my book, and she will be taking it away. But Uma just snatched the book, and sisters-in-law did not get success. So what they did, called their brother. Who was the brother? Pyare Mohan, means Uma's husband. They call their brother. Now Pyare Mohan, when he arrived, he thundered, give me that exercise book. He became so angry that he began to shout. But Uma did not give. Again he repeated, give it to me. Uma was looked, she was just looking pleadingly. Pleadingly means she was unable to do anything, and she was just trying to request to the husband that please don't snatch this book from me. The book is my best friend. This is a loving memory, but she was not successful. And when she saw that my husband is coming to take the book from me, she just flung means threw the book down and covered her face and sank to the floor. Means she sat down on the floor in this way. You can see the picture. Sat down on the floor. Pyare Mohan, what he did? He was so cruel that he picked the exercise book and began to read in a loud voice. And the sister-in-law, those who are standing there, they began to laugh hysterically. Means their laughing was not controlled. They all are making fun, and Uma was helpless here. No, Uma is helpless. No one is here to help Uma because everyone is laughing and making fun of Uma's writing. So she cowered on the floor. Means she was so afraid that without any option, she just sat down on the floor helpless and utterly humiliated. She was humiliated means insulted. This girl was insulted. She never got her exercise book again, and Pyare Mohan had an exercise book too, in which he wrote whatever he pleased. So these lines tells that Pyare Mohan was a male, and that's why nobody dared to take that book from Pyare Mohan, because he was a male. So whatever he pleased, he was writing. Whenever he wished, he was writing. But Uma was not allowed to write in that exercise book. Of course, nobody would dare to snatch away his means Pyare Mohan. Nobody would dare to snatch Pyare Mohan's book away. So children, this story gives us the reformist plea. Who is the reformer here? Our Rabindranath Tagore. There is a plea of the reformist that men and women should enjoy equal right and opportunity to education. No, so because Uma was very much eager to read and write, and the story bears the strong plea for greater equality in educational opportunities for men and women. So this is our chapter about the author. Already I have given you. Now we will be doing this question answers. I hope you have understood. Okay. I will be sending you a PDF. You have to write question number A and B in your English A notebook. Okay, students. Let's finish our class, because I hope you have understood. If not, okay, if any word is there, any point is there which you have not understood, you can go through that and ask me again. Definitely I will clarify your doubts. Okay, till then, goodbye. Take care, students.